everybody, I'm going to be wrapping some Christmas presents, so I hope you'll join in. I'm not doing any crafts today, I just need to wrap some presents, so I thought I would do a live and see if anybody wants to chat and watch how I wrap presents. I'm not a professional by any means, but I do try to make them look pretty and nice, so I hope you will join in and chat. I hope everybody's having a great week. Okay, let's move. You guys to see what I'm doing. I'm using this cute candy cane wrapping paper. It's a foil. I don't know if you can tell the red is pretty shiny. So let me tell you a little bit about how I wrap presents. For our children, we use a different wrapping paper for each one. That way we don't have to put tags, and then you still sometimes, you know, in Christmas morning you still get some mixed up. So my husband had the idea a few years ago, why don't we use a different wrapping paper for each child, and that works so good because there's no doubt who belongs to who. Now if you're worried about them knowing which presents are the tree or theirs or whatever, this isn't a good idea for you, but for us it works really well. Hey TJ, how are you? Have you done any wrapping yet? Have you got your presents wrapped? Hey Miss Kay, how are you? Connie said she'd try to join in here in a little while. She's in an important meeting, so hopefully she can. This wrapping paper here came from Sam's Club. I just opened it. It's brand new. $180 square feet, and it's Hallmark premium foil gift wrap. So that's really pretty. Already got them boxed up because I didn't want to show on live what I've purchased for somebody, because there's always that chance that they'll see it. So I always go ahead and pre-box them before I show wrapping anything on my YouTube channel. So you guys will just have to use your imagination on what's in here. Long enough. It is actually long enough to go this way, so I don't have to go that wide. So this, I don't know if you can tell, but it has the squares, which I love that kind of wrapping paper if it's got the blocks, so you kind of have lines to go by. And I do 2 blocks on each side, and then I've got a couple of these little tools that help cut. I really like those, but they only work on good paper. Really thin paper, it just like smashes it, which it did a little bit there, but this is pretty good thick paper. Hobby Lobby paper is really thick too. I use a lot of it. So I went a little over, so just to make sure for my sides that I have 2 to go up on, that way the sides are nice and covered. Just you and your son? Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The fewer the presents, the more time I take in wrapping. But when I have a whole bunch to do, then I'm like just hurriedly doing them and not giving them the care that I usually do. So a lot of people will tape this to the box, and you can do that. I do that sometimes too. But I prefer to overlap it and then tape it. But what I do is I pull tight, and then I pull tight here and hold it down. That way the box doesn't get ripped up. And for my homecoming mom people, this is chipboard. These boxes are chipboard, so if you tear the boxes and you're gonna throw them away anyway, why don't you save them and try to cut some circles out of them and use them as your mum backers, so you're not wasting a bunch of boxes. I prefer the Scotch, the purple. It's the clear. It's just my favorite. It's called gift wrap tape. I like it because it disappears more. You can't see it as well. I just fold in the insides here. This is my preferred method to do the sides. Just fold that in and crease. And then fold down. This is the part like this. So I always do that side first. And a lot of times I do end up taping this down because it just looks better. Now if this looks all messy, you can fold that over and make a nice crease, but it looks really clean and pretty. I'm just working on one person's presents. I've got some of the other kids already wrapped, but I just focus on, since like I said, we wrap the kids' presents in their own unique wrapping paper, so I focus on one kid at a time. That way I don't get confused and wrap everybody's in that one paper. And then I'll have another one that we'll use on each other or for other people. But I actually have a bunch of wrapping paper this year, so I could use a different one for everybody if I wanted to, but I'm not doing that. And I like to set it up and do this side, the last side. And I just barely go over on the box, just enough to make it stick to the box. So if it tears the box, you know, if it tears a little bit off the box, it won't be a big damage. Nice and clean. Pull that down. This is how I start out, really calm. I do really, you know, make sure everything's really creased, and then I get overwhelmed and still have, you know, if I have a bunch of things to wrap, then I'm hurriedly doing them and not making them look good. So I always like to go around when I'm feeling like doing a good job and crease these. It just makes it look better. I can crease the sides. You guys been doing anything fun? You know what, the only problem I have with this wrapping paper from Sam's is for some reason as I'm wrapping, when it rubs on my mat, it's like discoloring it. It's like rubbing off the finish. But I imagine if I took my mat off and used just the table, it would be even worse because the table's kind of rough. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the foil. This is the one I've been using on, you know, other family members. This check, I really love it too. It's like red and burgundy. Now usually I use the wide, like the 2.5 or the 1.5 inch wired ribbons to make a big beautiful bow. This year, and I've done a couple of those, but I have so many of these little ribbons that I decided to use a lot of these this year from the Dollar Tree. And then I also use some curling ribbon too. I really want to do something more colorful. I've got all different patterns too. Have you guys noticed that, well, our Dollar Tree, I haven't been to any others, but the one closest to us, that it's $1.25 now. It's no longer $1 for everything. I hate trying to cut this clear part off the top. It is so hard to get to. I either can't get to it or I go under the ribbon. Yeah, we've done that before too, where it was only just the kids. We've had different years like that. Sometimes we buy for a lot of people, sometimes it's only our kids, and sometimes there's a big limit. I mean, you just got to do what you got to do every year. Or, you know, what you think is best. Maybe you just don't want to spend a lot of money. I mean, every year for us is different, I think. I hope you can see how high I went up with that. I'm just simply going to tie a shoelace bow on this. You can go and do the X2 with one of these, like a traditional present that you would think of. Try to tie that tight and hold it in place. And these are not printed on both sides, so you have to be careful and make sure that you're getting the printed side up as you're making the bow. It's a soft satin, but it's a one-sided, and it's not real soft either. So, just very simple, nothing extravagant. You can take some kind of little floral pick. Of course, I don't have anything close. You could cut off one of these little berries and stick underneath, which my kids complain if I do stuff like that, so I don't do anything like that with their presents. They complain about the bows too, so I try to make the bows easy to get off. TJ, we did so good this year. We got done. We started early and took our time. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. My husband told me about it the other day. I actually didn't stop at the one I usually stop on when I had to go take one of the kids to the orthodontist. There's one that I usually stop at, but it had only been a couple of weeks, and I was like, I don't even feel like stopping. Some of these boxes are really cute, and you don't have to wrap these if you don't want to, but you do have to seal them. So you can leave it like this, and you can take that wrapping paper, that ribbon, like that thin ribbon like I've got, or the curling ribbon. Let's see. Find one that's cute. I have a solid red ribbon. I'll do a big pretty bow. When I just leave, I don't do this very often where I don't wrap it, even if it's cute. I like to see people unwrapping the present. I like to see the paper being shredded. There's just something about it. But I'll show you one. I'll do one. But I like to do the ribbon going both ways. That way the box is nice and secure. Oh, that's an awesome idea, TJ. That is such a good idea. That saves you on wrapping paper and saves you all the stress of wrapping stuff. Okay, wrong way. Forgot what I was doing. I don't know like how much ribbon you need. I just eyeball it and kind of play around and see. It's definitely not enough. use this pretty big ribbon, you gotta be prepared to use a lot. So you just cross it over itself like this. That's on the back side. You want to come around this way. And that should be plenty of ribbon. I'll go a little bit longer on that one. This is some of that Sam's Club ribbon as well. So you get 50 yards, and it's not expensive at all, so you can make some really pretty packages or bows. Really don't want to cover up Santa's face either. I'm going to move it more to the side. And up top like that. Try that. Oop. I made that too short over there. Let's try this. Okay. That is better. Oh, that's a really good idea. Yes, that'll be so much fun. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? I always go underneath this ribbon. That way you include it when you tie a bow. That's still kind of short. Hopefully it won't be too big of a deal. Tying it like that. Take the small side first. Probably should have adjusted it, but that's okay. And what I do with this ribbon, I don't throw this ribbon away afterwards. Turn that bow. The kids know to save me this ribbon, and so I just fold it up or roll it up, and then I put it with my wrapping paper or wrapping stuff, my gift boxes and everything, and put it all in a tub for next year. So I reuse these ribbons as well for several years till they look really bad, and then I'll throw them away. So I'm not wasting a lot of money since I reuse everything. Yeah, really, you need to film that. That'll be a fun thing to look back on. So if you were going to put a tag on there, I would put it on the ribbon, like somewhere in the middle, and let it hang off. Or if you use the sticker ones, then stick it on there. The only thing is when you stick them on the box, you're going to rip the box, or it's going to stay on there. So that one was super easy. You just have to pull that and untie it, and then the box. I'm gonna wrap this one. Like I said, I prefer to have them unwrapped presents. And this is gonna be long enough to wrap it this way. Got 2 squares on that side, 2 squares on this side. Just using those lines as a guide. So I know I'm putting it on there straight. See, every time I move this, I'm taking that finish off the wrapping paper. I need to stop doing that. Then I go into the sides first, crease that. I was teaching my daughter how to wrap presents the other night. She wasn't real excited about it. So if you want that to be nice, clean edge and straight line, just fold that over and crease it. I pulled out some of my Valentine's stuff. I forgot to get my Valentine's stuff listed on Etsy because it'll be here before you know it. I've got the heart wreath forms and I've already sold several of them. So I need to get some wreath kits and some wreaths and stuff up. I've got several that are just red and white. Some that say Merry Christmas. And I've got a bunch of the red and gold as well. The red and white stripe. Actually, I've got two different red and white stripes. That one too. This one actually looks, to me, it looks more like the wrapping paper. These are only 3 yards, so there's not a ton. It goes really fast. Now this I won't keep because it'll be all smashed and it would be difficult to save. Actually, I'm gonna go this way again. Looks like it's shredded a little bit on the sides. Oh yeah, it's really shredded. I don't know what they did to it. But it's for my kids. It's not a big deal. Again, I'm just tying a shoelace. Very simple. I'm really liking this 5/8 ribbon. I think the presents look more traditional. Just change it up. I don't know if you guys can see how shredded that is, though. It's terrible. Three down. I do want to make a bow. I don't know if I'm going to put it on a present, but I haven't made very many Christmas bows this year. Last year I made a ton. I even listed a bunch and sold some, but this year I didn't. This is like my basket of extra ribbons. You know when you get low on the roll and so I either keep them on there or take them off. It's not all Christmas, most of it's Christmas. But I like to make bows out of, you know, these extra ribbons. Like some buffalo check. I really love this ribbon. The vintage ornaments. Snowman. So I've got trees and plain ribbons and a truck ribbon, plaids. That tree is so cute. This one with the berries. Sure. Looks good to me. I don't have any zip ties here. They're all over there. Okay. I'm going to start with this one. There's not very much on there, so I'm just going to see what I've got and use all of that. Little over a yard. So I will do like a 6-inch tail, pinch that, and I'll do, I think I'll stick with 6 inches. So a 6-inch loop, twist that so everything's on top. Another 6 inches. This loop going this way, so you got a loop going up here, loop going here, tail going over here. Twist that. So back over here, I just go back and forth. And you can do the loop here, or you can move it and do it over here. And then I'm going to move this tail where it's back over here. So I ended up with 2 loops and 2 tails. I'm going to need a zip tie though, because these are really heavy ribbons. Where did I, oh, they're over there. I keep moving stuff around. I've had a couple of these that didn't work, so I like to grab more than one just in case. I've got more of this one, so I may not use all of it. I'm going to go 6 inches for that tail again, and then I'm going to go 8 inches for the loop. Again, twist those so they're on, everything's on top. One going that way, one going that way. 8 inches. Try not to lose it. Trying to get confused why both my tails were going the same way when there's an even amount. If there's an even amount of loops, then one tail should go one way and one should go the other way, but I had this one twisted down for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to cut that right there. Use that for, there's still plenty on there. I'll use all of it. So I can put it like that, and those 2 tails will be on top of each other, or twist it like this. And I did the same thing on that one. How did I do that? Okay. So my tails are going the exact same way. Hey Melissa, how are you? Large mums I usually use, well, I've got different shaped boxes, but I order my boxes from Amazon. They're still kind of high, but I've even had to use Wreath boxes before, the big square ones that are, you know, kind of deep, but Wreath boxes cost more to ship than a rectangular box. So if you can get it in a rectangular box, it's better because it's going to be cheaper. And then don't oversize the box. Like, don't do a gigantic box thinking that it needs more room. It's actually better if it's more cramped in there because it's not going to have as much room to fly around in. But I have, let's see, I have a 20 by 14 by 6 box, and I use those for bigger size mums, and I also use them for like some of the big wreath kits and stuff, and some other things. I use that for a lot of things, so I buy a lot of those boxes. And what I do is, you don't try to get a box where it's going to be like laid flat. I fold, you know, I make sure I anchor the head down, and then I carefully fold the ribbons and braids and stuff over. So you don't need a real long box. As long as there's enough room to fold everything over, you're good. And you can go, you know, a deeper box too, but that 20 by 14 by 6 is not an outrageous. It's still, you can still use priority mail and get a good rate. But if you do like a deep wreath box that's like 6 inches deep or more, you're gonna have to use like FedEx or something, and it can be $35-40. So be careful what you ship them in. Oh, thank you, TJ. Just keep practicing. I tell people, just like get one wired ribbon and just keep making a bow out of it over and over again. You know, it's not going to look great because the more you use the ribbon, the less it's going to look, but just, you know, for practicing sake, just keep doing it over and over again until you get comfortable. So, yeah, so I don't want to do that one next because it's too much like that one. So I want to break it up with this one and then do this one. It's trying to work its way out. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this bow. I just haven't made very many, and I wanted to make some. So I'm going to go 8 inches on this tail. This is more like a linen ribbon, so it's not as thick, it's not as heavy. It doesn't hold its shape as well. Oh, Miss K. And I'm going to go, let's see, I think I'll go 9 inches on the loops. So if you go bigger on the loops, as you, each layer, you know, the loops will stand out behind the other ones. Like that. See how those are standing out behind these? You can make them all the same shape if you want, but you can make it where it gets gradually bigger. So it just depends on what look you want. This is like a funky bow. And I like to do, like I said, I like to use all these scrap pieces of ribbon and make funky bows. And even if you only have like a piece of 12-inch ribbon, you just put like 2 tails in there somewhere in the section. Don't throw that stuff away. What did I say? 9 inches, I think? Ooh, I hope. I'm just using my mat as a guide. Perfect. And then lastly, this one. I do like to make bows. I'll go 8 inches again. And then 10 inches. There's not much left on there, so I'm gonna do, well, that doesn't want to come off. It's on there good. One more loop. And then I'll have both tails on the same side, which is fine. You have to be careful about stacking these and making sure you've got all your loops going the direction that they need to go in. Oopsie. Because that's what happens. When I seal this, or attach the center there, I'll end up with a big chunk that comes out because I didn't correctly have the center of each bow. So I like to pull on them, make sure I've got them going the right direction. I can't tell you how many times I've, done my zip tie in the center and then found out a big chunk came out. Okay. I think I'm safe. Let's go to that. So when I do a lot of layers or a thick ribbon, I like to use the zip ties or cable ties because it just helps secure it more in the center. And I'm going to take a chenille stem, which you could take an ornament or a bell or something, and put it right there in the center. I don't have anything in here right now. If that's still not long enough, you can take another one and wrap it through here so it's longer. You have to cut all these ends, and I'm going to cut a V-shape or a dovetail. I prefer V-shape, but I get in trouble by a lot of people. They correct me that it's a dovetail, like I don't know that it's a dovetail, but so I say both. You can also cut it at a slant if you want. I just prefer these nice little V's. Make sure you're not using your good scissors because the wires in these ribbons will destroy your scissors. So I always rotate my scissors down. This vintage ornament ribbon I got from Craft Outlet, as well as the buffalo check. The berries and I believe the Christmas trees were from Walmart last year. So I can't guarantee that you can get these exact ribbons again, but that is where I purchased them. And I just want to fluff up my loops. Move your tails where you want them. Pull your loops out and move them around. Take your tails and kind of go like this to curl them. Not really curl them, but it just gives them this nice, like form. So it'll go around whatever it is. Stick your fingers in there and pull it. Poof it out, move them around. I do like to make bows. I think I said that already, but I don't care. Thank you, TJ. That's all I used to say, and people were like, it's a dovetail. I know, but that's not what I like to call them. Just because somebody made that up eons ago, everybody else has to use it. That's ridiculous. Look how pretty. But you could put this on anything. You can put this on a present. You could put it on your tree, anywhere on your tree or on top of the tree if you wanted to. You could put it on a garland. You could put it on any kind of decorative thing that you have sitting out, like a picture on the wall, or you can put it on your mailbox. I've got a couple of bows on my light fixtures on either side of our garage. We have the light fixtures sitting out, you know, on each side, and so there's like a thing that kind of part of it curls out under, and I just connect a bow at the bottom. I like those colors too. Thank you, Miss Kay. Let's just set that right there. I do have some more presents to wrap. This will definitely go this way. Thank you, TJ. Do we need to have a bow class? Would that help you guys? Oh, I have to stretch to get over there. You can see this one's got tape and stuff from last year. I still have not played around with my circle cutters yet. You know, I showed that one, I think on a live, and I haven't done anything else with them. But you know I'm going to have to make a bunch of backers, so at some point I will. Just need to get through Christmas. And I plan to do some more pre-made mums this year. Not a bunch, but I only did, I can't really remember how many I did, but it was definitely less than 5. I don't even think I made that many. Oh, I think Miss Kay's answering to my bow class. I hate that delay because you have to rewind to remember what you were talking about a minute ago. Anyway, on the homecoming mums, I've definitely planning on doing more pre-made ones this year. Those are good for those last minute people. There's always some schools that change their mind at the last, you know, move their homecoming date or don't tell people, and I just don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna make a ton because you never know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to get stuck with all those mums. But probably they will be minis. I don't know, I might do mid-size. I would rather put minis out there, you know, because it's not as much work, as, you know, it's not as much they're smaller, so it'll be easier to pack up if I need to pack any up. Luckily I did not have to do that this year. I was so glad when I sold them all. But after COVID, I'm always like worried about doing too much. But I really needed a bunch of pre-made stuff this year, and I wasn't prepared because I just was afraid to. I was afraid to make a bunch of braids up and things like that, so that's why I was so, you know, and then I got like 3 times the sale this year, so it was a hard year, but I'm scared to make a bunch of pre-made stuff because then I'm stuck with it, like I just said. But I know I said that a bunch of times, but it's a valid fear, I think. finished. Could actually go this way too. I think it's long enough for that. Yes, thank you. I know you understand. It's not like I have a bunch of storage to put stuff. That would be nice too if I had a big building for storage. This paper and these small bows, to me, it's just very traditional looking. And I like the foil wrapping paper because it kind of glows under the Christmas tree. The lights hit it. So. You could also, you know, if you don't have that many presents or you're not doing, you're wrapping stuff, you could stage presents like they do it, you know, you go to, like I went to the orthodontist and they had some really pretty presents underneath that were just staged, you know. A lot of businesses will do that. So you can make some real pretty bows and make up 3 to 5 presents. Do an odd number. I'm all about the odd number. And put those under your tree. Or psych your kids out with those presents and put the real ones underneath on Christmas morning. I'm still trying to reorganize in here after homecoming. Clean and organize. I have a long ways to go. It's important though. I mean, you have to do it before the next season comes up or it's useless. I mean, you know, it's just a disaster. And then I can't find anything. But I have some empty rolls still on my ribbon spools. Need to change those out. But then, you know, I have to order more supplies too and find somewhere to put all that stuff. So that's a lot of stuff I'll be working on too after Christmas. Before I forget, I want to say to Kay, she is my top commenter, so I really want to make a shout out. You know, it's getting at the end of the year, to Miss Kay. Thank you for all your comments. I mean, I click on when I'm in my YouTube studio and I click on a comment on the person's name or their channel name, and it'll tell me like how many comments they've made, if they're a public subscriber, stuff like that. But with Miss K's, hers has a heart next to her name, and it says top commenter, and it says that she's received the most hearts from my channel. So that I believe deserves a shout out. Now Connie, she's not on right now, she is also a top commenter. TJ should be, but it does not show that. So that I don't know if they only allow 2 top commenters or if there's a certain amount you have to reach. I have no idea how that works, but TJ is way up there too. And I want to thank TJ and Connie from Southern Cottage for being my moderators, because you probably don't realize how much it's helped me, but it does, especially when we're doing a real busy live stream, like during homecoming, and you guys would help answer questions or put a link on there or something. That's so helpful, and I appreciate it so much. You guys just don't understand how much I do. And then, of course, I want to thank everybody who subscribes or watches the channel and joins in and chats and shares the videos or whatever you guys do. Comment, whatever you guys do to support me. There's so many different ways. I appreciate all of y'all. Seriously, I really, really do. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the people that stay with me throughout the year. I know a lot of people just watch me for homecoming, and that's fine. You know, but I do need to. It is a struggle to keep the channel going throughout the year when a bunch of people dump me for only that season. You know, when they only watch me for that season. So I do appreciate anybody that does try to stick with me throughout the year, because it does help. Oh, that's part of it too. I forgot about that. TJ, I did think about that the other day. I was like, why isn't TJ one? And then I realized, oh, she's commented on both channels, so that's why. She's got her personal channel, and then she's got, so if you guys, not this channel that you see here, but if you put in the search TJ's Magic Touch, she's got some tutorials too, and she also showed some of her homecoming mums, so you guys might want to check her out. Check her out. Check out her channel. And Connie from the Southern Cottage. She hasn't had time to put anything up lately, but she's been doing more and more tutorials and putting up some finished mums and stuff. But she does other things too. She did some good did you guys watch the cocoa bombs? I love those. She's got some gardening and stuff like that, so she's trying to grow her channel too. TJ, you're getting up there. I saw you were up there in the 600, so you're getting close too. Trying to see if anybody. I finally got my Streamlabs updated. I pulled it up and it still was doing some updates because I couldn't use it last time I did a live. And seriously, I appreciate all of y'all so much. I feel like I've really, I don't know that I've grown that much with like subscriber wise. I mean, I have gained some more, but I feel like the communication and stuff since I started doing lives, it's like changed the channel. It's really helped it. I feel like I've grown in a different way because I've gotten these relationships with y'all, and it's just different. It's different when you're doing it and you don't, you get some comments and stuff, but when you're actually doing a live stream and you chat with people, it's completely different. And you can just tell. Oh yeah, I wanted to cry at 1K too, but you're so close. You're gonna get there. I know. You have to have so many hours too before you get verified, so that can be frustrating. But I had the hours before I had the subscribers. I don't know if that's common or not, or if it's the other way around. But it'll happen. And hopefully some more people will go to your channel and check that. If you can put it on there, please do. I have to change screens to even comment on there or to chat. Oh, Miss K, I'm sorry, I didn't even see your chat earlier. No, I appreciate that. I love you too. I'm so glad you love this channel. You definitely deserve the shout out. All of y'all do. But Connie K and TJ are always there for almost every live stream. Unless there's something going on like Connie had today, but when you do a live stream and nobody chats, it's really depressing. It's just like, and people go back and watch it, but it just helps move the live stream along, and it just helps that people appreciate you and that they want you to keep doing it and keep growing the channel. So it really helps when people chat, and you guys are always there, so I really do appreciate y'all. Yeah, I think it's just luck. I can't even remember how many hours you have to have now. That's all I focused on for the longest time. It's like, okay, how many more subscribers? How many more hours do I need? You can get a little obsessed with it. I know. It's weird. I did notice though, the last time I was on Connie's channel, or I was looking at videos or something, and hers popped up, but she had like 11,000 views on one of her homecoming mom videos. I was like, holy moly. There you go. Thank you. I don't know if surely she's seen that. It was crazy. And I don't know if she knows how good that is. That's awesome. Let's see if I can search it up. I'll just put in like homecoming mom tutorials and see if it pops up. Yep. She's the first one that pops up, and it's 11K views. Look at that. From 3 months ago. Getting over 10K views is a huge deal. I mean, I have here, this one's 2 years old and it's got 16K views, but it's 2 years old. Hers is 3 months old. I did get a notification on my studio that it's my birthday, my channel's birthday. It didn't say how long, it just said it was my channel's birthday, but I knew it was around this time, but I think it was 3 years ago, so does that make it 2 years? It was 3 years ago when I started putting the tutorials up. Oh, you saw it too? Oh, okay, that's so sweet. Oh, really? Yeah, it's depressing when nobody talks on the chat. You know, you'll see some people on there, but nobody chatting, and it just makes it go so much slower, and then you start thinking, does nobody want, do they not like what I'm doing? Start doubting yourself. It's ridiculous. So when people chat, it really helps, and it helps grow that, like I said, it helps grow those relationships, and you know, you just start learning about the people that are watching your channel and what they want and stuff, and it really helps. So, you know when I used to watch some lives, I wouldn't chat because didn't want to sound stupid, or I didn't have a question really to ask, but just say hi or something. You don't have to ask, you don't have to be all smart and ask all these questions. Just say, hey, or thanks for doing this live, or something. Just do something so they know you're interacting with them. So now when I watch lives, I do chat, no matter what, even if it's something I don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. I'll just do a little chatting. And there's a lady I watch on Friday nights that does a live stream almost every Friday evening. That's tonight, and I keep forgetting when it's Friday night, though. I've missed a couple of them, but she doesn't have that many. I don't know how many subs she has or anything, because she doesn't show it, but she never has that many people watching the live, so I have to think that her channel's not very big. But I mean, it might be, maybe they just don't like it, but it's usually like me and one other person that chat, and you can just tell a difference. Like when we join in and start chatting, you can just tell a difference in how she, just her demeanor and everything. Oh, that's so sweet, TJ. That helps, sharing those videos. That's sweet, Kay. Thank you. Yeah, I got a notification I'm live on YouTube, you guys. I've only been wrapping like 3 presents at a time. I'm just not in the mood, really. I don't know why. I haven't felt real good. My allergies have been really bad. The weather has been like, it goes from hot to cold, back and forth, every like 2 to 4 days. It just goes from one extreme to the next. So it makes me feel, ugh. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how the weather is everywhere else, but I'm sure close it's been about the same. I know. I've gotten better since I've had a channel, and the more I've done my channel, the better I've gotten at communicating with other YouTubers about, like who I watch, like commenting and stuff. I get behind on watching their videos and stuff, especially during homecoming. I don't have any, you know, I might watch something when I finally settle down, but like I said, that one lady, I try to watch her, and I'll tell you her channel name. It's especially made for me. It's the number 4. But she does like wreaths and swags and, you know, different things like that. She's got her own unique design, you know, her wreaths look unique, and she's really sweet. She seems like a really sweet lady. I just enjoy watching her. But she, like I said, she does Friday evenings. She does a live stream, I think around 8 o'clock, because it's usually when I settle down and sit down. So it's a really good time for me to pull it up and watch. I think a lot of people do live streams on Fridays for some reason. I don't know why. It just works for everybody, I guess. Okay, TJ, I think you guys are the only ones watching now. Just move it up. I don't feel like rapping anymore right now. So anything else exciting going on with you guys? Any more Christmas plans or anything? We had a nice visit with some family last weekend. We don't really travel over the holidays, usually. I know, why is that on Fridays? I don't know what it is about a Friday. It's more competition. It usually works with my schedule to do, a lot of times to do a Friday, but you know, on Wednesday, I try to do it during the week too when everybody's gone, but with the holidays, you know, kids are home and stuff, so it's harder to do it. But after the holidays, I'll be able to go back to doing some lives during the week. So you guys better be there. Otherwise, I won't have anybody chatting with me. But yeah, let's see there. It's much more relaxing if you don't have to go a bunch of places and stuff. I mean, in the past, we've had holidays where we would go back and forth at different family's house and have our time and their time, and you know, like Christmas Eve was something and Christmas morning and then Christmas afternoon was another, but usually like all in the same area. We didn't have to do a lot of traveling or anything. It was just like going from one end of town to the next. But now it's everybody's all scattered. Nobody lives in the same town. Everybody's all scattered all over the place, so without driving good distances. Good, you haven't failed me yet. No, I would understand if you couldn't beat it one. But I do appreciate you so much. Oh, okay. I know I can. Thank you so much. Did you sell any more wreaths? I sold one wreath and one garland, and that was to a family member. I was telling Ms. K, I said, nothing, like all my wreaths and stuff for Christmas this year, like nothing's selling on Etsy. I don't know if I didn't get them up early enough or what, but last year, you know, all during like Halloween, fall, and Christmas, I sold quite a few handmade things, you know, like centerpieces, wreaths. I didn't make a garland last year, but I had a bunch of bows and just different things. I can't think what else I had, but you know, I didn't sell everything, but I did sell some stuff. And this year, I didn't sell one Christmas wreath. I don't think I sold a fall wreath either. It was weird. I don't know. I don't know if as many people weren't shopping for that stuff. I don't know. That's what's hard, because you make this stuff and then you're stuck stuck with it and you have to find somewhere to store it. Which I have some Wreath bags that zip up, and so I just put them in there and then put them under beds, and then so they're all sealed up and then they don't get smashed either. Well, that's better than me, Kay. Better than me. Oh, good. I forgot about that. That's awesome. I don't know how to figure out that. I was telling TJ that I had a lady that didn't get her ring mums. She ordered 2 ring mums, and she told me, she said, it's not a big deal. I've already got, she said the girls got, I think she made them mums, but she saw my ring mums and wanted to, you know, just a little something extra. And she paid, but what made me mad is she paid express, and they, you know, and you tracked it, it didn't even leave the major city that it went through. It never left that post office, and it was right in the heart of homecoming. And so I checked it a couple of times and it still showed there, and she never reached back out. And I don't remember who it was. I'd have to go through all my orders and like try to figure out who it was, you know, to try to find that too. There was more than one person that ordered 2 ring mums from me, so I'd have to go through and sort that out. But I will do that, and try to get some of her money back at least. It's just going to take me a while to get through that. Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. No, you didn't. I remembered that you said she hadn't gotten them. That's so frustrating too. It's frustrating for them. It's frustrating for you because you spent all that time on it. You know, that's a piece of your, for me, every mum or everything I make is like a piece of my soul. I mean, you put so much into it. It's your, you know, those are your babies. And if they just get lost, it's really disheartening. And then it's disheartening for them because they wanted this special thing for somebody. And but that's, I mean, that's 2 years on Etsy and 1 order person didn't get it. So I think that's still pretty good. So I was hoping that she would reach back out and touch base with me so I could remember who it was and try to get her money back, but I'm gonna have to go through all those orders and try to figure it out. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so frustrating. We used to have really bad mail service here the first few years we lived here, and everybody got everybody else's mail. It was so frustrating. And sometimes people would hold on to your packages for like that for a week at a time or 2 weeks. We had one person that brought our mail and they had it for like 3 weeks or something. It wasn't anything major, but still it was like, ugh. But now we have a really awesome mailman. When he's here, there's a lot of times that he's not the one doing it, somebody else is filling in for him, and you can tell when he's not here. I know, me too. And they were, you know, I don't remember what size box they were in, but it couldn't have been very big, 2 ring mums. But what made me mad is she paid for express, so she would get them in 2 days, and you know, it wasn't like it was just priority. It was an expensive mail. She needs to get that back. So I need to find it and contact the post office and try to get that money back for her. Because she paid more for the shipping than she did for the ring mums. I'm pretty sure it was the same amount or something. It was ridiculous. So I don't know if they lost them. You know, I can't tell you how many times I see them delivering packages and they've got boxes just piled up on top of the vehicles and stuff. All I could think of was those ring mums were on top of somebody's vehicle and they fell off on the street somewhere and got ran over. That's in my mind. That's what's happening in my mind. But it showed that it made it to the major post office. Well, it's a pretty large city, and so who knows. It's not like something somebody would want to steal. I mean, but they don't know what's in there. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here and give me something to eat. haven't eaten since this morning. I still have a bunch of presents to wrap. Just a bunch of clothes. Adult kids, they just need clothes and stuff like that. They really only ask for like one major thing, and then they want, you know, they all need clothes. They don't even care if socks, stuff like that, they don't care. It's a lot easier to buy for adult kids than it was little kids. Even though there's a lot more stuff available for little kids, it's just like you feel like they all want that one popular thing or those couple of popular things, and you're like fighting for them, and you're out on Black Friday trying to get it. We don't have to do that anymore. It's like, it's so nice. The things they want are easy things to find. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, do you have a bunch of orders? It's really slow. My shop is really slowed down. I've been selling, like I said, a few wreath things, but wreath kit items, you know, and wreath forms and stuff, but nothing handmade. Pizza sounds good though, TJ. Anything sounds good right now, but I love pizza. I don't eat it very often, but it sounds good. So I really just want to do a live stream because it, you know, I want to keep touching base weekly with y'all. 7, wow, look at you go, girl. Speaking of her Etsy shop, y'all need to check out her Etsy shop too. It's TJ's Magic Touch. Anybody that watches this later on. All those unique handmade gifts. Personalized gifts, not handmade. Personalized gifts. They're really neat. It's such a neat idea. Well, that sounds good too, Kay. That really sounds good when it was really cold. My husband made some chili last week. It was good. I think it was last week. I can't even remember. All right, guys. Oh, my allergies too. My allergies are bad. I just want to go eat something and sit down. I'm just kind of like feverish a little. Not really feverish, just kind of a little bit. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not running a fever. I just feel kind of feverish off and on. And I can feel it in my ear. You know, like you just feel the drainage and stuff in your ears. It's just, ugh. Sorry for anybody else that's watching. Yeah. Now we're just talking about food and I'm going to get more hungry. All right, guys. Is next week Christmas? Good grief. I don't even know what day it is. It's the 17th today. Pretty much a week and a day is Christmas, so I really doubt I'll do a live stream next week. Because I won't really be working on anything, but maybe the week after. If not, definitely like the first week of January, I'll try to do something. That's a busy week for us too, but we have a lot of birthdays around Christmas, so those few weeks are just like really busy for us. But you know, a couple weeks into January, mid-January, I'll definitely be able to get back on track with stuff. I have a Christmas wreath that I'm trying to work on editing the tutorial. I just need to do voiceovers, and I want to get it done before Christmas, but I'm running out of time. That's okay. A lot of the tutorials I do for Christmas end up being more popular the next year, because you know you get them up like right before Christmas, and then you get a few views, and then but then the next year people start really watching them. So most of the videos that I did last year were really popular this year. So I just feel like, okay, every time I do a Christmas video or tutorial, it's just going to be for next season. So I don't guess it matters if I get it on pretty late. But that's why I didn't get it on Wednesday. I haven't felt good the last couple of weeks, and trying to do voiceovers, my voice goes out, and it's just frustrating. But anyway, I will try to do some more lives coming up. I'll try not to let it go very long, but probably not next week. So I hope y'all have a good Christmas, and I enjoyed chatting with y'all again. So have a